Hi, it's Christy. It's Thursday, March 26th. 26th. I feel like it helps to say that, to say what day it is every single day. It helps me get out of that whole like every day's the same Groundhog Day feeling that can happen when you are out of your normal routine and you're spending more time at home and all of that stuff. So, also, I haven't showered yet today, but don't worry, I will. I'm just going to do a workout after I record this video. But I wanted to make sure that I hopped on live to continue the conversation that was started yesterday. So if you're watching live or if you're watching later, pop in the comments, say hello. I love to hear from you and hear just in general, how are you doing? Are you feeling like you're kind of settling into a new normal, a new routine, feeling like you can kind of catch your breath? I know that's a little bit how I'm feeling in terms of being more into this acceptance phase of this is where we're at now. And so how are we going to move forward? How am I going to move forward? How am I going to help my clients move forward? How are we going to collectively move forward? So we talked yesterday about how important it is when things are crazy and unpredictable to not be scared to make decisions, that deciding to do nothing is actually a decision. So even if you do nothing, you are making a decision, and that it's really powerful to be more proactive about that, to think about what are the decisions that I want to be making in my business that are going to help my business move forward, that are going to help my customers move forward, and that are really truly going to be of service. So yesterday I talked a lot about decisions, then the decisions you should be thinking about in terms of your existing customers and the people that you're already serving. And today I want to go a little bit deeper on that and really focus on the decisions that you can be making and thinking about as they relate to your potential future customers. So whether you want to call these your leads, whether you want to call these your prospects, whether you call these your audience, whether you call this your market, there is this big decision that people are going to be making right now around, am I going to continue to make offers? And I'm going to continue to actively engage in selling conversations? Or are we just going to be in a kind of silent status quo mode or nurture mode? And what I have been recommending to all of my clients, again, like I said yesterday, it can be really, really helpful to break these down into smaller decisions, because each of them might have, you might have different segments of your audience, you might have different offers. So this isn't just one big decision that you can make on the fly. This is a series of decisions that you need to be thinking about over time. So the first decision is, do I want to engage in active selling at this time? And I think whatever your answer is to that question, I think it's worth some reflection around why or why not. So if the answer is yes, I do want to be engaging in active selling conversations right now, great. Why? And as you're doing that, how are those conversations, how is that going to help the world? And really to think about this, the question to be asking before making this decision is, can I still offer my product or service in a way that is safe and responsible? And is there still a need for it? And is that need greater, or is that need smaller than it was before? And once you have clarity on those questions, making this decision about whether or not you should be actively selling during this time will be easier for you to make a decision around. And so that's the first step, is just to make a decision around, are you going to be selling? And then if you're going to be selling, do you need to make a change to what you're selling, how you're selling it, and how people obtain it? So really there's a lot of different questions in that. Like, does your offer change? Does your service change? Does how you're selling it change, right? So maybe instead of going out and meeting with customers face-to-face or meeting with your COIs at networking events, you're picking up the phone more and calling people. The phone is a very valuable tool that sometimes gets lost. Maybe you're sending more emails. Maybe you're utilizing technology. I shared some of my favorite technology tools last week to be able to stay connected when you can't have that person-to-person contact. So there's a lot of ways that you might be changing how you have the conversation. Maybe you need to be changing your sales process, right? So is your sales process typically, cold call for lead generation and then get a commitment to do a consult, and then from the consult go into, a discovery session, and then from the discovery section, a proposal? Maybe instead the sales process is identify a specific need and make an offer immediately. Maybe it's to spend more time in a nurture sequence. But there are a lot of things that you can be changing about how you're selling so that you're responsive to what's happening in today's environment, but not completely not selling. And you guys know, if you've listened to any of these videos, that I believe that if you can still offer what you offer in a way that is safe and responsible, and there is still a need for it in the marketplace, that you absolutely should be selling. That is how the economy is going to get through this, that we are going to take a hit as an economy. A lot of businesses are going to take substantial hits in their viability. Some businesses are thriving right now, right? I mean, if you are technology for remote working, your business is busier than it's ever been before, right? Grocery stores are hiring. So again, there's some scenarios where you're thriving, others where maybe things are slowing down, but you still have a valuable service that people can still benefit from during this time, sometimes even more so than they could before. So how do you need to shift the way that you're offering it and what you're offering so that you can meet your customers where they are today? And not just your customers, but your future customers too. The last thing I want for anyone to do is to assume that people are no longer interested in what you want to offer. That is an assumption, and that is absolutely not true. I'm still making purchase decisions in my business. I'm still buying things in my personal life. How I'm buying them might change. The decision process that I'm going through might change, but people aren't completely just putting the brakes on all spending right now. And so to be mindful of that people are still buying, but how they're buying is different. What the problems that they're looking for to solve are different. And so how do you position through your messaging, through your payment structure, through your delivery, and through what you're offering, how do you position that so it meets your potential customers where they are today, not where they were 3 weeks ago or 3 months ago, or where they're going to be 3 months from now? That's something you want to be planning for in the future for sure, but you definitely want to be having those sales conversations now in a way that meets customers where they are. The last thing that you want to be doing is pretending like this isn't happening. So say you had a list of warm leads or potential customers that you'd been having conversations with. You can still be following up with those people, but you're not just going to say, hey, last time we talked about blah, blah, blah. The next step was this. How do you see us moving forward with ABC? You're going to instead probably say, hey, I wanted to reach out. We've been having conversations. I recognize a lot has changed since our last conversation. How are you doing, first and foremost? Like, what's going on in your world? Is this something that you're still interested in pursuing at this time? Or do you need to, do we need to table this for down the road? You can give people on-ramps and off-ramps to having sales conversations in a way that is very respectful to what is happening right now, but that also doesn't assume that just because the reality is different for how they're thinking about things, that they're automatically not interested in what they did before. The last thing you want to do as a business owner is leave your leads on the table and your potential customers hanging out there without any information because you've made an assumption that might not be true. That's not fair to your customers. That's not fair to you as a business owner. And that's not fair to the economy as a whole. So check your assumptions, right? So really check those assumptions. And if you are going to continue to sell, ask yourself, what decisions do I need to make about what I'm offering? What decisions do I need to make about how I'm offering it? What decisions do I need to make in terms of my messaging and how I'm reaching out to people? What does that sound like? Do I need to make changes to my pricing or payment schedule? I think a lot of people right now are automatically just slashing prices. And I understand the rationale behind that, but I don't think that is necessary for every business. That I think you can still have integrity in your pricing, but be sensitive to people's economic concerns. So maybe you offer different payment models than you had offered before. Maybe you give people the opportunity to not pay upfront, but to pay 30 days down the road. So to be thinking about what decisions do you need to be making around your pricing. So what I really hope that you're hearing in all of this is that this decision to sell, there is this overarching decision about are you going to continue to sell in this environment to your leads, to your potential customers? Are you going to generate more leads during this time? And if so, if the answer is yes, then you need to figure out, okay, what decisions do I need to make about pricing? What decisions do I need to make about messaging? Decisions do I need to make about outreach strategies? That there are multiple decisions underneath that. And as you make those decisions, you will start to have a clear path forward in a way that is of service to your business and to the customers that you'd like to serve that can still benefit from what you're offering. So shoot me your questions in the comments below. Let me know, how are you integrating these decisions for your own business? What decisions are you making, and where are you getting stuck in the decision-making process? Where are you feeling like, okay, yes, I've decided that we want to continue to make offers, but I'm really stuck on how do I transition my messaging? I know I want to make some decisions there, but I don't know how to do it. Message me. I'm happy to address those questions on these Facebook Lives. My goal through all of this is really to give you both tools, motivation, a little kick in the butt, and then also the tools to do your business and to continue to engage in growing your business in a way that is responsive to the times that we are in today. That we don't have to just shut down, and we don't have to just be tone deaf and not acknowledge what's happening. There are a lot of steps that we can take that are in a sweet spot between the two, where we continue to provide service and value to our customers, and yet we also are mindful of the times, and we make adjustments where we need to meet our customers where they are today. What's on their mind today? What are they struggling with? What problems do they have today that they didn't have 3 weeks ago? What fears do they have today that they didn't have 3 weeks ago? What opportunities are there today that weren't there 3 weeks ago? These are the types of questions you need to be asking yourself so you can make the right decisions about how you're going to move forward in your business so that you can continue to grow your business. And as your business continues to succeed, you have the capital to invest in other businesses in your community that might not have the opportunity to continue to be offering the products and services that they offer. So thanks so much for tuning in. I am going to be talking about the same question, what the decisions you need to make tomorrow, but as they relate to planning for your business more holistically. So what decisions do you need to be making today, this week, in the next 5 to 10 days, so that your business is positioned well, both through this acute time period, when acute could be 3 weeks, it could be 3 months, it could be 18 months, we don't know. So we don't know what acute means, but there's this acute moment in time of what's happening today. And then there is the future of what our new normal, what the new normal for the world and for your business is going to look like when we get the all clear to go back to business as normal. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about what decisions do you need to be making now to address both that acute time period that we're in right now, but then also to be looking forward to that long-term vision of the new normal that's going to emerge when we get the all clear. So that's what you can look forward to tomorrow. I'll hop on about 10 o'clock. Hopefully I'll do my workout tomorrow before I hop on, but hope that you are doing well. Share in the comments how you're doing. Just give me a little message. Thumbs up, thumbs down, comme ci, comme ça. It's like one of the few things I kind of learned when I was in France for French language, but keep me posted on how you're doing. I am here to support you, and I will see you tomorrow.